welcome back to Star Trek Resurgence. And where we left off, we were having some troubles with audio recordings and stuff, and I'm hoping this is the end of that. And we brought in the shuttle for the ambassador, who turned out to be the one, the only, Ambassador Spock. And we got a rundown of the situation that's happening between the Hatari and the Elidians. There you go. And then as Diaz, we are checking. We checked the shuttle to see why Ambassador Spock had so much problems, and we thought it was the storm. We thought it was the shuttle. What was the problem? No idea. So now we're doing more checks on the big computer rather than just the diagnostic computer to see what is happening and to figure out what's going on. And that's where we left off. So we're about to jump back in, and we are going to move the shuttle along.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
So what?
Resuming simulation.
So you think it's a problem not with the ship, but with but with space? That seems
Error
logical.
in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Let's see what happens with the Resolute.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2.
Bonjour.
1.3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
Wait, but I thought this was
We can't leave Hotari space.
I thought this was a simulation. Does that mean that he was trying to warp just then, or is it a simulation, but that simulation means that we won't be able to warp? I'm guessing the second one, because he just said we're stuck in Hatari space. I don't know. We will see. So something's wrong in Hatari space, maybe? Like warp bubbles or graviton bubbles or something. Time to get our diplomacy on. Let's do this. Seat of power.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you've come. My name is Tyler Saltaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Elidians.
I'm going to go with one. Honor. Always go with honor with alien
We're honored to
species,
be here
right?
as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation.
He already seems like trouble,
The
doesn't he?
reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Oh, that's a heavy brow. These guys just look ridiculous. Did you see that little mustache?
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
Alright, that's a good start, isn't it?
If you'll excuse me.
Come on, boys. We're here for peace. Let's not start with such snobbery.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here.
Let's keep
That
an open.
guy
We gotta
was
keep an open
something.
mind. Let's not. We gotta come in unbiased.
That may be true. But let's keep an open mind going into the negotiations. Hopefully he's just one voice amongst many.
Then let's hope he's the outlier.
The Hotari have invited us as their guests, so we must show them the proper respect.
Okay. Respect. I've got to remember that through this discussion. Go for respectful choices. Ooh. I like a little headdress thing. So Spock kind of did a little bow. Captain did kind of like a upright stand. Show strength or difference? Oh, I don't know. Strength. They seem like they like a show of strength. Okay. She didn't like that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I'm trying to keep an open mind here, but it's not easy. I thought they wanted us
They're
here.
not talking to us. Let's not talk. I'm gonna leave it. Okay. I can't leave it. Apparently you can't go without saying anything. I'm gonna say not now then.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no.
Exactly.
My apologies.
Shush. Stum.
And what about the Kobliard?
I have a name. Gee.
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can't she? Then let her.
Hello. How are you? My name's Jara. Right, time to make some good
Now
decisions.
then, one should know their place. What you might be somewhere else is not what you are here. Which is standing before a queen.
Okay, you shouldn't have shown
And
strength.
a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to
Yeah,
ask.
I feel like that was a mistake.
Is Hotari
Let's
Prime
apologize.
heart of the Hotari system?
My apologies, Your Majesty. I meant no disrespect.
Better.
Okay, she liked that. Better terms now.
You are Kobliard. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Alidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Alidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet!
We're coming into this
If after
situation
all the
without a
Kobliad
lot of
suffered,
context, to be fair.
You finally had the chance to right that wrong. To get out from under their control.
A lot of he said, she said sort of stuff.
Would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
I would seek peace. That's what we're here for, right? So
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it.
ooh, that's a good answer, right?
There is no justice if the oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
Oh, Spocky boy like that.
You may be right. Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace.
I mean, we can't truly be
So
neutral
why
if we
are
want
you
their,
really here?
the resource that they're mining.
I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
I'll go with we only want peace.
As Ambassador Spock has said, we've come seeking a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you must think. The Federation has done business with the Alidians for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Alidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari.
I'm not sure I
We've
believe
given them
though.
warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered.
Are they under the boot?
All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries.
Alright, everyone, let's chill out.
Don't tell me! Who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau?
Uh-oh.
Who should the Federation recognize?
I'm not siding
The
with the
Hotari.
Alidians.
Or the Alidians?
They've not given me any reason to think, oh yeah, the Alidians are...
Only be one or the other.
gotta be the Hotari.
Not both.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
It's their land.
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Okay, Spock seems to have done a good job calming it down.
I hope we meet again.
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
It's been a pleasure, Commander Rydek.
I get the sense that she's not to be messed with. Do you know what I mean? Oh, for goodness sake, this captain. Like, what choice was I supposed to make? Ridiculous. If he's unhappy with
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Alright, so now we have to make nice to the people out here and kind of... I think we need to find out more information about what the deal is with this whole, like, setup. And also, like, what happened that made the mines kick off and, like, made them take over, right? That seems like the most obvious way to go. Let's speak to this guy first.
Commander,
he's closest.
I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Illidians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
I'm guessing the Illidians aren't going away is the best option there.
Even though the Hotari should have control of the mines, some of the Illidian claims are still valid.
There you're wrong, but we can agree to disagree.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Illidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
It's all about wording.
And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Illidians could even realize their worst nightmare was upon them.
Did you have help, maybe?
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari stands alone against the Illidian forces. We don't need help from anyone. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illidians might have in store.
I don't like this questioning.
Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
It wasn't designed as a warship. More for
Why do they want to know so much
scientific
about our ship?
research and exploration.
Like they want
But the
something to level
Federation must
playing
have
field.
ships designed for war.
Technically, they're Starfleet ships representing the Federation. But yes.
I see.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Interesting. Right, let's go talk to this person. Hello, Tylas.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm glad to hear it. I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize for that. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
You don't trust them?
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of.
Yeah, there you go. What are they afraid of?
It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them.
The Iron Storm?
But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Illydians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
That sounds...
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Bonjour.
I've made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're
What is
hiding
it?
something.
What do you think it is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding?
Yeah, that right. Let's recruit some peeps.
I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Oh yes, we've got a spy on the inside now.
I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
Although, are we just putting someone in danger? That seems...
Sorry,
a bit whiffy.
I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
Getting round to you.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future.
Yes.
So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me.
Well, it's not neutral to side with
Without
you.
Illydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
Of all my concerns, dilithium is not one of them. I could care less about securing a supply, now or in the future.
I'd be curious to know if the rest of the Federation shares your indifference.
This isn't the only place to get dilithium, mate. I don't think, anyway. Hopefully not.
Major Sarlet Arminta, Special Attaché, Illydian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly.
Isn't it just?
At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
Let's go with what really happened.
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm.
Oh, damn.
I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself.
You said they were primitive.
But that's what they said.
You said the Hotari were primitive.
Well, they are.
Except for the part about weaponizing ion storms.
Yeah, doesn't sound very primitive to me.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Interesting. A lot from that. I think before we go any further, I might stop there because it feels like the next bit is going to be, there's going to be a lot happening. So I think this is a good place to pause and get ready for whatever's to come. But like a lot has happened there. Like we've found out quite a lot from these talks. There's some sort of artifact potentially in the palace, and we've got a woman on the inside who's going to go and investigate that. I'm just hoping that doesn't end badly for her, because we're kind of putting her in a bit of danger, I feel, doing like asking her to. But like, how else will we find any more information out about it? So, and then obviously the news that they're able to harness a storm is not great news for us. Also, the guy asking about our spaceship, almost like, are they looking to take over our spaceship to be able to fight the Illidians? Is that what their end game is by involving the Federation? Few things which are like on the horizon which are not looking good. But let's see how we did in terms of impressing people. Captain Solano was proud of Jara's diplomatic acumen when the Hatari Queen put her on the spot in the Queen's chamber. So he was happy. It looked a little bit like he was not too pleased with how things went down, but looks like we did all right. What about Spock? Admired Jara's deft diplomacy under pressure when she was being questioned by the Hatari Queen. So those are the only two that we've changed. So we've done well in their eyes. Has anything changed for Carter? I don't think so since last time. Yeah, no, nothing new with Carter. So just with Jara. So we'll come back next time to see what happens with the rest of this diplomacy area, and also what the engineering guys up in the ship find out, seeing as they think that there's something wrong with the whole warp bubble stuff going on. So a lot going on, and I'm really enjoying this game. Let me know what you think about it. I think that the writing excellent, voice acting really good, graphics are a little bit glitchy here and there, but do you know what? They're very telltale. You know, there was a few glitches every now and then, but the art style is great. You kind of just, you take it because it's still a good game, sort of thing. But yeah, overall, loving it. Remember to come back next time to find out more of the story. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you.